As you can see behind me, I'm still away in Cancun. Yes, I decided to, my wife and I, take a break. Given the fact that the ArriveCan app fell a couple of months ago, we were finally able to travel once again. We thought, you know what? Take full advantage of it. Who knows how long the sanity will prevail and the insanity will be back. So I thought I'd take a break from our Silent Weapons for Quiet War series and share a few thoughts about Mexico with you. Like I said, we're in Cancun, Mexico. We chose not to stay at an all-inclusive resort. I didn't want to feel like some giant whale lying around the beach with people waiting on me hand and foot. I wanted to experience the real Mexico and see what it was like. So we rented a car, we rented an Airbnb, and we've been out and about interacting with people, all kinds of situations. Of course, we've done some of the touristy things, but we've also done just kind of the normal walking through streets, walking through different places, and just engaging people. And I'll tell you, the number one thing I see here, the number one observation, these people are hardworking. Anybody who tells you about lazy Mexicans, no. These people hustle. They would put most people I've met to shame. Most people don't have the kind of spirit and drive, the tenacity. Yesterday we were in an open market. There was a woman selling kind of bracelets, those little cloth things, and she had her baby in the back in a little carry thing. And she was standing there for hours on end. I'll tell you, I would challenge anybody to do that back home. Here we'd say, oh, human rights, oh, well, this is violating my 4 hours, my this, my that. None of that crap happens here because this is raw. Now, some of you might say, well, that's not very good. There's no social safety net. There's none of this. There's none of that. I agree. But there's also not big government intruding in your life at every freaking moment. This place is raw. You have the opportunity to hustle and hustle as much as you want, and you can get ahead. Not everybody here lives in abject poverty. There's people of all different levels, just like back home. The only difference is the people here don't feel that they're entitled to have government look after them. How so? Well, I've hardly seen anybody, actually I've seen nobody begging on any street corner here. Yes, there's people that are coming, will try to sell you stuff. I saw a guy yesterday that had leaves, giant leaves from, I don't know what plant it was, but he had made flowers out of them. He was selling these. These are people that are using what's around them. They're hustling, they're entrepreneurs, they're trying to make a living. They don't feel, I believe from what I can gather, they don't need you to feel pity for them. They are offering a value service. It's not like back home where I see people that are homeless that live in the streets or people that beg and expect you to just give them money. Of course, we're to look after our fellow men and women. Yes, or they're our brothers and sisters, of course. But I also would want them to be willing to put some effort out and not just sit on their fat ass and expect me to give them stuff. I don't see that here. I see people here realizing that, yes, you know what, maybe I don't have a lot in life, but I'm going to make the most of what I got. And that is catchy. That reminds you of what true capitalism is all about and what it's done throughout the world, where it's lifted so many out of poverty. We're not talking crony capitalism. I'm not talking big corporations. I'm talking at its rawest form, where people can take a product, offer a service, and connect the two and make a living from it. And I see that happening here day in and day out. The other thing I noticed with the people, they're quite friendly. My wife and I were lost yesterday, and this couple helped us out. They had this little roadside eatery. I'd call it very remedial. They had kind of a cooler with water, some tortillas, some other stuff. And my wife was like, well, I don't know if I want to have that because, it may not be food safe. It may not. Hey, I had some, I was fine. I didn't get anything. It just goes to show you that, again, yes, I agree we need regulations for certain things, but government is not all intrusive in your life. This place is not regulated to death. How that's really defined for me is how it is like when you drive around here. Driving around here is a free-for-all. Yes, there's lights, but people kind of weave in, they weave out. It's very free-flowing. And to me, it defines the country. It defines the fact that there's less government, less restrictions. There's less lights here. There's less things stopping you from moving forward. If you truly are committed to moving forward, you can do it here. It's wonderful. And like I said, the other thing I find if you do come to Cancun is, like I said, don't stay at an all-inclusive, rent a car, rent a place, get out and about, bring your kids. They need to be seeing this. They need to see the entrepreneurial spirit. They need to see how people that have it truly hard, what that's like. We're not talking about the fact that you only have 2 Wi-Fi bars. We're talking about the fact that every day is a struggle, but everybody is making the most of it. And again, I went to a mall last night here, like any mall anywhere else, same kind of, stores, same kind of people wandering around. So there's people at all levels, but the thing that you notice here, the energy, it's that entrepreneurial spirit, it's the hustle, it's the commitment to service. Everybody realizes they're on some form of commission, so to speak. Service defines everything, and they realize they have the opportunity to move forward. So definitely would encourage you if you get a chance. Oh, and the other thing is here, like I said, I don't see a lot of government, even the police, even all the different things. I don't see that heavy presence in your life. And like I said, I've driven through different regions of it. Of course, I agree there's going to be areas that are crime-ridden and all those other things. But wandering into neighborhoods, seeing different parts so far, it's been pretty good. And the people are wonderful. So definitely would encourage you, come, do it. Don't stay at one of those all-inclusive. Don't be weighted on hand and foot. Come and experience the real Mexico. I think it would be really good for your kids because it's going to help ground them and realize how blessed they truly are and how fortunate they are. And actually it's funny because in a way, yes, we're fortunate and blessed, but I think in a way, because we have so much, that's not a blessing either, because it makes us lazy and complacent and turns us into whiny, snivelly, whatever. So, like I said, wonderful experience thus far. Encourage anyone and everyone to do it, and I will see you tomorrow.